All right, we'd like to get started. We'll welcome Matt Fitzpatrick into the interview room at the 2023 AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Matt, you're making your fourth start here, coming off a T6 last year. Just an opening comment on returning to this event.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this event. Last year, I had a good friend on the bag, and obviously had a good result, which was really nice. Yeah, I just enjoy this. For me, it's like a great event. To kind of start, even though I played in Hawaii this year, to kind of start my season and really get it underway, kind of see where my game is at and see how I'm feeling on the golf course and everything, and go from there, really. And
maybe a more fun and relaxed practice round than normal today, getting to play with Gareth Bale. What was that like? Yeah, it was really cool. First time I've officially met Gareth, so that was obviously good to see him, and yeah, really enjoyed it. You know, asking him questions about football, and he was asking questions about golf and stuff. So we had a really enjoyable front nine, and there's not many better places to do it than around here. Was his game as good as John Rahm made it sound last week? I don't know. I don't know what John said, but yeah, he was. He's obviously a good player. He's obviously got a lot of talent. So yeah, he was impressive. All right, we'll take some questions out here. If you have a question, we'll get a microphone to you. We'll start with Joel on the left.
Matt, since your breakthrough at Brookline, were you expecting any aspect of your life or game to be different that's maybe kind of stayed the same?
I don't know. I guess I just felt like I was going to be pulled in a million directions. Do this, do that, do this, and I've been asked to do more things. But at the same time, it's kind of just learning to say no, really, kind of do what I feel is valuable, do what's going to kind of help me and my profile, as well as, you know, helping my sponsors and the commitments that I've made with them. So I wouldn't say there was anything kind of out of the ordinary. If anything, one thing that's made me realize is just that my time is really important, and just time management has been a really big thing for me that I've learned.
Other questions? Doug?
Can you give us an example of what you said no to?
No, I've just all sorts of things. I don't know. I couldn't give you an example, but no, you know, might just be, can I do a 30-minute interview here, or an hour, you know, some photos for a magazine here, or something like that. Just little things. Yeah, I would say yeah. Mainly, or appearances. Can you come and do this or whatever? And no, I'm busy.
Is there one you didn't get asked to do that upset you?
No, there's not. There's a couple of things that I want to do that I've not been asked yet, but yeah. Well, I'm gonna question him this week if he'll have me on his podcast anyway. Jason Bateman's got a really good podcast, so yeah, I'm gonna. He's playing behind me, and I didn't realize he was playing, and I saw his name, and I was pretty excited to see that. So.
He knows who you are, right?
Oh, I doubt it. I severely doubt it. Yeah.
Kind of led me to what made me curious about, and I use Gareth as a specific example. And I know you like football, but there's part of me that thinks he probably likes golf more than you like football.
It'd be close. Yeah, it would be close. Yeah.
So I don't know if there's a good answer to this, Matt, but do you think he's more impressed with you if you love for golf, or are you more impressed with him?
More impressed with him is his golf game, or is in his football game? Well, that's a good question. I think there was a couple of shots I hit today. I think he was kind of like, wow, you know, these guys are good, as they like to say. Yeah, but you know, we actually have a running joke. So the first time I kind of got to know him a little bit, he was looking to sign my brother, so I ended up having a conversation with him and his manager, and he jokingly said to me, if you sign for my management company, I'll not score 3 goals against your team, my team being Sheffield United. Anyway, obviously I didn't sign. I'm happy with where I'm at, and he decided to score 3 goals against my team just by pure chance, you know. And I just remember watching the game, and he scored all 3, and I was laughing and obviously disappointed as well. And I got sent a picture. Normally in football, after the game is done, if a player scores a hat-trick, all the players in the team signed the ball, and I just got this picture of a signed ball from him. So, yeah, he's a pretty impressive individual. To be fair, he's achieved a lot in his game.
To your golf for a second, did you what did Kapalua do for you? Tournament on an island, so to speak, in terms of the schedule for you. Was it just knock off rust? Was it were you trying to accomplish?
Yeah, it was a bit of both. Just kind of see where my game's at. Given last year I had the whole of January off, I used that as a real good pre-season, which worked really, really well for me. Made obviously a lot of changes in that. This year was the same deal, but obviously Hawaii was an event I didn't want to turn down. I wanted to go play, in which I did. So it was a kind of bit of a continuation of the season before. I felt like I'd not really planned on making any changes or anything before that, and even in my off season, I've not really made any changes. To be fair, it's kind of just doing the same as what we were doing last year. But I think it was more of a one-off tournament that I kind of went to enjoy and stuff. This I feel like now is kind of it's back to work and stuff. That the week after I was back practicing and getting ready for this next stretch now.
You do 3 in a row?
I will do, yeah.
Honda, is that one you've never really played anyway?
I've played it before, and I'll be honest, I would love to play it again. It's just too many in a row, unfortunately. Yeah.
Alex? No, I'm just watching. There was some discussion with Jordan earlier about the possibility of making this an enhanced event, and maybe the possibility of the Pro-Am maybe going away for a year. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think the Pro-Am would be. I think for me, once a year having a tournament like this that I play in, although I'm playing twice now because I play with my mum in the Dunhill. I think it's fun. For one a year, I think it's enjoyable. I think it brings new fans with whether it be celebrities, sports stars, business people. I think it brings new fans to kind of come and see the golf, see what's going on. There's not really a better location than this to do it, I don't think, and I think it's just it's an enjoyable week, and particularly, like I say, for me this time of year, it's a great start to my year to kind of just see where I'm at and see what's going on. I wouldn't necessarily want to see the Pro-Am format to go, because obviously we have a US Open at Pebble as well, so that comes around every 5 years, I want to say. So for me, I'm happy with kind of the format that is now. Yeah.
Are you concerned at all that maybe these enhanced events, it's going to get so crazy that you're going to be forced to do certain things you don't want to do? Tournaments are going to be forced to do things they don't want to do, like actually have to raise their purse to $20 million when really they're just as happy of being a $9 million event?
Sure, yeah. I think that that is obviously a concern for sure. In terms of myself playing certain events, and I'm not really, I'm not worried about that. If I have to go and play events that I've not really played before, that's not really an issue. I think the big thing that has been talked about a lot with the players is, we kind of want to play less. I do think there's too much golf, regardless of what level you're at. Having 53 tournaments in a 52-year cycle is ridiculous. It's too much golf, and I just think people probably need a break from it. They could watch golf every week from January to December, and I think that's why I think having less, but having, getting the best players together more is obviously the way to go.
And one other thing, and then I'll go. But at the U.S. Open, when they were trying to figure out what name to put on the trophy, it was between Matthew and Matt, obviously. When did you go from Matthew to Matt, if that's what you've done?
The U.S. I said what's on the U.S. I asked them what's on the U.S. Amateur, and it was Matt. But I've been Matt since I was a kid. Yeah, my even my mum calls me Matt now. So yeah.
That was an issue. I had no idea.
Yeah, well, neither did I.
Been there. I think you were there too.
It was a question. I was like, I did have to think about it. Yeah.
They couldn't get him. That's the problem.
Well, I didn't want to take up any more of the lady's time. She was already seemed pretty annoyed to be there, to be honest. Yeah.
She's like one of those ladies that does here with a cigarette hanging out of her mouth.
100%. That was definitely the vibe, yeah.
Matt, you've always put an emphasis on your game and kind of keeping out the noise. Obviously this week, though, with celebrities and a lot of A-listers and industry titans here, there's a lot of ancillary things going on. You also had a really good track record at this event, though. So how do you kind of keep that noise at bay when it's right there in your face this week?
Oh, this week's perfect. I hurt my neck last Saturday, so it's still not 100%. I don't feel like 100%. That's why another reason I'm kind of playing on it is a warm-up week for me. It's just kind of see where I'm at. Hopefully, like, it's going to die down a little bit more. Like, I can still play, but I've not got like full speed or anything like that. But not, normally I'm just concentrating on the things that I can control and I can do, and just go through my same routine as I have done the last few years, really, in terms of how I practice and how I go about things. It's I've kind of come off social media as well, which has been way better. Makes life a lot easier. I've got no idea what's going on in the world, but yeah, it's definitely better.
Do you plan on staying off social media, especially with the Netflix series coming out, and you're obviously a big part of that? Have you kind of thought of how? I mean, already your stature grew from Boston last year, but now that you're going to be on this Netflix show, have you kind of thought of the possible ramifications of that in terms of popularity and ask and things that can come with it?
I guess I've thought about it a little bit, but not a lot, for me, watching the Formula One, the Drive to Survive series, that I really got into Formula One from that. So if that's going to have the same effect in golf, which I assume it probably will, to be fair, I think that's really exciting for our game. It's obviously really exciting for me as well, and sort of my profile. So it's something I'm just going to kind of have to see and sort of take in my stride, I guess, and see what happens, really. But it's exciting, I think.
What'd you do to your neck?
I've had it like on and off throughout the years, but not exactly sure how I've done it. But it's just like stiff going to my right side, so just getting through the ball's a little bit more difficult than normal.
Any other questions? Can you use the microphone, please?
Oh, good. What kind of treatment are you taking, and how long have you been doing it?
I've just been having like soft tissue work and kind of just doing a good like warm-up routine. I saw Tom here on the truck the last couple of days, and my trainer was with me last week as well, so that was fortunate. But like, I'm fine to play. I don't feel like I know I just don't have my normal speed, which is obviously disappointing.
Do you have another?
Yeah, one other thing. So, have you seen your episode for the Netflix series?
I have seen my episode, yeah.
And what's your thoughts?
I thought it was really good. Yeah.
Have you seen the other ones at all?
I've not seen any others. No, just my own. Yeah. Yeah, because I want to see what everyone else does.
I'm missing something, Matt. Sorry, my brain's going blank here, but I did want to ask you, because you had something. I'm trying to think, something quirky about getting your card over here for the first time. What was it?
I got it off. I finished second at Bay Hill. That gave me unlimited invites, and then I just kind of got the rest of the points as the season went on.
Okay, I thought there was something that like a new system that hadn't been in place.
Are you maybe thinking of the moving forward, the top 10 not otherwise exempt on the DP World Tour?
No, that was it. That was
if it were in
that
place.
had been in place back then, you would have been.
He would have.
I would have probably been here sooner. Yeah.
I think it was like 4 years or something. I could tell you later.
First thing you've done right all day, Jack. Thank you. He knows I love him. Was the tour always this tour, the U.S. tour? Was it always where you wanted to be?
Yeah, I would say it is. Yeah, there's no hiding that. I think, being completely honest, not only wanting to play against the best and stuff. Growing up as a kid, I'd come on here, I'd come over to the States on vacation with my family and play in America. I love being here. I love living down in Florida. My life's over here now, and I kind of, from a young age, I wanted wanted that to be the case. So to now play here full time is obviously a dream come true, really. So yeah, definitely wanted to be here.
I can't think of a nicer way to ask this question, but there's a lot of thought about this new system of the leading 10, access to a card, et cetera, that Europe has become nothing more than a feeder tour. And there's part of me that has wondered, has it not been that way for 20-odd years? I mean, in other words, I can't think of many players who want to kind of, as you say, play against the best as many times they can, and they happen to be here. Is it just semantics? I mean,
yeah, I think it's been difficult. I think the long and short of it is there's two things. You know, guys want to play for more money, and guys want to play against the best players, and there's more money over here, and the best players over here. That's just kind of the long and short of it. And unfortunately, due to the pandemic and kind of everything that came with that, Europe struggled, and a lot of things changed. You know, they were in a good shape, having 8 Rolex Series events at 8-9 million, and all of a sudden the pandemic comes along, wipes that completely out. I think we got 2 or 3 now, maybe 4, and it's definitely had a change. Obviously, there's another player in the game that's kind of hindered that even more, which is obviously a big factor in it as well. But I'll be honest, I do think the strategic alliance is good, but at the same time, I feel like there probably needs to be a little bit more done from the PGA Tour to Europe. You know, I do think it's probably a little bit one-sided for now, but I think the thoughts are going into it and trying to figure out how it can work, and kind of Europe can coexist and grow as well. But for me, I'm just a player. There's more to it. I'm sure there's so much more to it with sponsors and all the other things that go with it that I have no idea about. Yeah. What could they do? That's above my pay grade, Alex. I've got no idea. I've got no idea. No, I generally don't know. I think, I personally think there probably should be more PGA Tour events in Europe and stuff like that. Yeah, I definitely don't see an issue in that. No offense to some of the places that we go out here, but going to Rome is a pretty nice place to be to play a golf tournament, or Switzerland or France, or not just the location, but as we like to say, like growing the game. It's just a thing that I think is important, and I think it would be really good to kind of take events over there rather than kind of just being like, oh well, the European Tour do that, so we don't need to bother.
And Matt, obviously over the last year, the structure of professional golf has changed, and at least on the tour side, players seem to have a bigger voice in how things are run, and you've been one of those guys they've leaned on. Do you enjoy having that type of say in not only how this tour is formed, but just kind of how the future is shaping up?
Yeah, I'll be a little bit. I wouldn't say I enjoy it massively. I'll be honest, like I just want to turn up and play and just kind of carry on with what I'm doing. I don't feel like I've put enough thought into it to know what's best or what to do, or I know that Rory and Tiger are doing a ton of that to try and make it better for the players. It's actually ridiculous that Rory's playing so well and doing that. It really is, like, it is mind-blowing, really. But I think other people probably have a little bit more going on in the head thinking about it than myself. It's not really something that I kind of want to get too involved in, I guess.
A lot of the tournaments in Europe now, the purses are 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. If you weren't as lucky to be out here and you were there, would there be some of you that says, unless I play like really, really well, maybe this isn't how I can make a living?
No, I don't. I think you can definitely make a living out there. I think it's, you can definitely make a living out in Europe. I don't think it's like that. I think, I think probably playing Challenge Tour. If you're playing Challenge Tour for a few years and kind of finishing middle of the pack every time, then you're probably not making a living down there. But I certainly think in Europe you can have certainly a really nice life. You can play 25, 26 events a year, and you just play okay, keep your card every year, and tick along. That certainly make a nice living, I would say.
What do you do for your schedule in Europe this year?
My first one's going to be Scotland, so I'll play Scottish and then the Open, and then I'll play Wentworth. And right now that'll be it for. I'll probably play Dunhill with my mum again. So yeah, that's it.
Any other questions?
You think? What do you need for Ryder Cup 4?
I don't know. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I just play.
You think you'll get a chance to play 4 balls this year?
I'll tell you what, I will say this. If I make the team and I don't play a 4 balls, then I will happily not play a Ryder Cup ever again. I'll give in if that is the case. So, yeah.
Have you expressed that to Luke?
Oh, I've told Luke. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Fortunately, he knows. Yeah.
All right, Matt. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.